is a light-hearted video, but it's serious as well, because I'm quite annoyed about this. I've got these three pop-art baby lips, as you could see. Let me just go on to the macro setting a bit more. Hang on, I'll refocus. So as you can see, now I'm in the UK and I've got the three pop-art baby lips that have been released in the UK, even though there's 5 in this collection. There's also Pina Colada Pow and Lemon Zap, as you'll know if you've seen my video about them, and they're released in, they're for sale in Turkey, Finland, France, Denmark, I believe, yeah, probably, you know, elsewhere in around in and around Europe, but not in the UK, because according to Maybelline, in their exact words, they have to release their baby lips for the correct consumer. So, here in the UK, we are not the correct consumers to receive Pina Colada Pow and Lemon Zap, but we are the correct consumers for these three, which is the three we've been allowed to have. So, oh, whoopie-doo, I'm so pleased I'm a correct Baby Lips consumer because I've got these three. But, oh, wait, I've also got these ones, the Thai ones. So that means I'm not a correct Baby Lips consumer. And I've got these. Oh, no, hang on, I've got this one. This is Sugar Cookie. So I'm a correct Baby Lips consumer. But if you've got Sugar Cookie and you live in America or Canada or anywhere else in the world, then you're you're not a correct Baby Lips consumer. But I've also got the American version of Sugar Cookie, which is called Sprinkled Pink. So, oh dear, I'm not a correct consumer to receive this. And, you know, what do we have here? I've got Mad for Magenta. I've got Ruby Star. There's Very Berry. Petal Rebel. Cocoa Crush and Spice It Up. No, I'm not a correct consumer for those because I should have the... Now, what was it called? The one that was released for the British market? This one, isn't it? So that one's correct. I'm being a correct consumer by having that, but I'm an incorrect consumer because I've got this one. And I'm an incorrect consumer because I've got this one. Because they were, America, not really allowed for us to buy over here. Now, if anyone can explain to me the reason for this, I mean, Maybelline said something once before about, demographics, and, you know, when I phoned them up about it to ask. And I sent them an email on the 5th of May, never anything said. It was only because I kept pestering them on Facebook, and eventually I did get a reply on the 29th of May, which I didn't actually receive until the 7th of July. And, no, sorry, the 29th of June I eventually received a reply. I wrote to them on the 5th of May. I eventually received a reply on the 29th of June, which I didn't actually... They said it was dated the 29th of June, but I didn't receive it until the 7th of July. And, they say they have to be released for the correct consumers. So how can there be correct and incorrect consumers for baby lips? It's not fair on people all over the world who collect them. Now, L'Oreal owns Maybelline now, so they must be very, very wealthy, mustn't they? They own Maybelline, they've bought out Essie, they bought out that French mail-order company, Le Club de Créateur de Beauté, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, and then promptly closed them down. I know a lot of people are upset about that because they sold the Agnes B products, which were wonderful, and they stopped selling to the UK quite a long time ago, but they were still selling to America. I know people in Germany are annoyed about it because there was a German forum about it I found online. But yeah, so as far as these go, I'm a very correct Baby Lips consumer, or I'm a correct consumer for Baby Lips, so full marks from me for being correct. But, oh dear, I'll have a black mark from L'Oreal Maybelline because I'm an incorrect consumer, because I shouldn't even have these. Oh dear, I hope the Maybelline police doesn't come to the door and confiscate them. Okay, right. So, better just make sure that I put my incorrect baby lips away, out of sight, because I'd hate for Maybelline or the L'Oreal police to know that I actually own baby lips that I'm not the correct consumer for. You have to be correct, the correct, you know, I hate it when people do that, and there's me. You've got to be the correct consumer. So, you know, I can show this one quite happily, because these I'm totally correct for. I'm the correct consumer for all of these because I'm in the UK, so I'm allowed to have those. But I better hide these away because I'm not the correct consumer for those. And as for what I've got in here, hang on, I'm a bit chilly, hang on. Right, just to add to the silliness, oh, I think my necklace has fallen off, hang on. So I'm just in the process of getting ready. I'm in the process of getting ready to go out here, so I was only sort of like half dressed, but to get back to the question of correct or incorrect consumers for the Maybelline Baby Lips, what have I got in here? What's in here? Oh, that's okay. This one is called Peach Punch. Peach Punch. So I'm entirely correct. I'm a correct consumer for owning Peach Punch. But if you live in America and you own this and it says Peach Punch on the side, then you're an incorrect consumer. But if it says Twinkle on the side, even though it's exactly the same, then yeah, you're fine, you're a correct consumer. But if you lived in the UK and you owned this one, but it was written on the side Twinkle instead of Peach Punch, then that would make you an incorrect consumer. And what's in here? Oh yes, this is my favourite Dr Rescue, Just Peachy. And yeah, that's my favourite Dr Rescue, Just Peachy. And I've got a backup as well because I love Just Peachy. But oh dear, I'm an incorrect consumer for having this Just Peachy, even though it's still called Just Peachy, the same as this one. It gets really confusing, doesn't it? So, we've got Just Peachy, which I'm a correct consumer for, and we've got Just Peachy, which I'm an incorrect consumer for, because this one has see-through packaging, and this one doesn't. It has a stick-on label, so I'm an incorrect consumer for this one. But if you had this one in America or Canada or, you know, where they sell these, you'd be an incorrect consumer. Now, joking aside, can anyone actually tell me why? Because it is totally ridiculous and it's annoying. There are so many people all over the world who love to collect these baby lips, and we avidly look out for when they're going to release a new collection. And usually, like for example, if you live in the UK, luckily enough that most of the limited edition baby lips, American sellers will put them up for sale on eBay. And then if you're lucky enough, a lot of sellers are very fair and they just charge you the price they paid for them, apart from just the shipping. You've got to pay the shipping, obviously, to get them. You don't expect them to send them to you for nothing. And the same with the Thai baby lips. The Thai sellers will put them up for sale and they're quite reasonable as well. And the Indian ones, the Spice It Up, I was lucky enough to get, there was a very nice Indian seller that put them up for sale. But for some reason, you'd think, wouldn't you, that as we are part of the EU, we're part of the European Union, at least for now, that this collection of pop art baby lips that's for sale all over Europe, the 5 of them, and usually they talk about the free market, the free movement of anything, you know, you can just go over to France or Germany or around Europe from the UK and it's considered all the same. But we're not allowed to have Pina Colada Pow and Lemon Zap, which they can get over there. Now, isn't that discriminating against people in the UK? Why are we not correct consumers to buy Pina Colada Pow and Lemon Zap, but people in Turkey, Finland, France, Denmark are, and no doubt other countries as well in Europe? So, I mean, joking aside, if anyone can actually tell me, because when you collect things, and Maybelline know full well, L'Oreal rather, know full well people like to collect these things, so why then bring out some and make it impossible for people in other countries to get them? So I hope this video hasn't gone on too long. It probably has, knowing me, but I wanted to get the point across because there's so many people that collect these things, and then it's impossible to get some because Maybelline thinks you are not the correct consumers, or rather L'Oreal, who now own them, think you're not the correct consumers for certain of their baby lips, but other people in other countries are. How do they decide that? What criteria do they use? It makes no sense. It's utterly ridiculous. Most businesses want to sell as many of their products as they can, and they'd be able to sell more of them if they made them available universally. Sorry, I'm getting lost for words here because I'm so mystified and dumbfounded and frustrated by it, because it's just a harmless little thing to collect, and then you're being denied from being able to complete your collections. And it makes me feel like just giving up collecting them altogether, not bothering anymore, because what's the point if it's impossible? As I say, for some reason no sellers in the countries that those extra ones are being sold at in Europe are putting them up for sale on eBay. I don't know why. And anyhow, that's all I wanted to say. So I hope it has proved useful for anyone who can't understand why you can't get certain ones, and because that's what coming from Maybelline / L'Oreal, Maybelline / L'Oreal's own mouth, as it were. So, bye. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure if I've put the correct lid back on the correct Just Peachy. I might apply some of my correct Just Peachy before I go out, and make sure I put the right lid back, or perhaps I'll apply some of the incorrect Just Peachy instead. Oh dear, I wonder what will happen if I apply, perhaps I haven't, have I? Oh, but of course I'm just wondering what will happen if I wear some of the incorrect Just Peachy. Presumably the ingredients are the same. But I mean, joking aside, of course, I've used the incorrect ones many a time. In fact, I put some of this one on just today to spice it up, and I'm very incorrect for using that because I'm not a correct consumer for it, according to Maybelline / L'Oreal. So here, just a lovely look at the incorrect Just Peachy. Or if you're in America and you own this one, good for you. Or if you're in Canada and you own this, the see-through one, good for you. Bye. And of course, let's not forget that I'm doubly incorrect because I haven't just got one of Pink Wink. It's because it's one of my favourite baby lips. I've actually got two of Pink Wink because I absolutely love this one. It's one of my favourites, and this has never been for sale in the UK, so I'm doubly incorrect by owning this one. So perhaps I shouldn't have shown it, perhaps I should have just whispered it. And then again, of course, I'm triply, if that's the word, triply incorrect, because I've got this little beauty, which as far as I know, and I may be wrong, but as far as I know, even in America, these are exclusively sold in Walmart. So I think, from what I've found out so far, that it may have changed now, but even if you're in America, you can only get these from a Walmart. But, so I'm very incorrect having this, because Maybelline / L'Oreal would be most unhappy if they thought I had one of these in this country, when this country is deemed incorrect to to be allowed to have these. So anyhow, it is sort of light-hearted. And of course companies can sell their products where they want, but when a product like Baby Lips is collected universally, it's unfair to deny people that collect them the chance to, you know, complete their collections, because it's even more so with the fact that the pop art collection is released all over Europe, of which we are supposed to still be a part, but the UK has been excluded from too because we're not the correct consumers for Pina Colada Pow and Lemon Zap, which is, I'm just totally mystified. I just cannot understand that at all. Anyhow, I don't know how many times in this video I've said bye, and then there's another little bit add-on, so anyone who watches my videos know by now, just ignore me saying bye. It's not bye until the word scrolls up. But yeah, even Pinkie Pie is impressed.
Pinkie Pie!
Yeah, at the fact that I've managed to get this. So I better hide that away, because Pinkie Pie can sit on it and pretend I haven't actually got it, in case Maybelline's listening in. Or L'Oreal, rather. I know I'm only mucking about, but there is a serious side to it, because it's because I love the Baby Lips so much. We love them and we want to be able to collect them, and everyone I've spoken to, without exception, that I've mentioned Pina Colada Pow, they say, oh, I'd love to be able to get, oh, I love the sound of that, from staff in Superdrug to people in Boots to people in other cafes, anyone I've mentioned, that, you know, because I have conversations with people, complete strangers in cafes, just serve me in shops, and they'll say, oh yeah, I know the Baby Lips, and they'll say, oh no, we'd love to be able to get that. So it doesn't make sense, because Maybelline, L'Oreal are missing out on people buying their products. So, you know, I don't understand it. Neither does Pinkie Pie, so...
Pinkie Pie!
No. Bye. And I think it is bye this time. Let's hang on.
Ooh la la!
Enough. I know it's just lip balm, but when you're a collector, you like to collect what it is you're collecting. All I can say is, if you want these Baby Lips, and you want to know why they're not available, well, I mean, I've told you why, according to Maybelline, because you're not the correct consumer. But all I can say is, constantly, if you're affected by it in any way, contact Maybelline customer service, or leave messages on Facebook saying you want to be able to buy the Baby Lips universally and you don't want to be excluded because the country you live in is considered not correct for their products, because it's ridiculous.